This is the legendary Nvidia flagship, the GTX 295, and this is my legendary Windows XP gaming PC, and today it is getting a much needed upgrade because the graphics card that it's running right now is so puny it doesn't even require any PCIe power connectors. So yeah, this has been long overdue. Okay, so while I unscrewed this graphics card, I should probably explain why I'm using such a wimpy graphics card in the first place for people who aren't familiar with the series. And that's because the card I was originally wanting to use for this project, the GT260, well, let's just say got burnt out a bit. And by burnt out, I mean it committed fiery seppuku while the PC was running. So that's why I had to use this thing, the Quadro 2000, which again is a pretty weak card that wasn't even really intended to be used for gaming, and also it's a bit older than I want. But hey, it did the job for a while, but now it's time to upgrade to something much better. And oh boy, if you haven't seen my original video on this thing, then you are missing out, because this is no ordinary flagship from Nvidia, because it is a dual GPU graphics card, as in there's literally two PCBs, each one with GPU on it. So it's going to be a really nice upgrade to both the GT260 and the Quadro 2000, which I've been using here up until now. And even though it's a tiny bit older than the Quadro 2000, just the fact that it's actually, you know, a flagship gaming card compared to a budget workstation card will mean that this thing will absolutely run circles around the Quadro. And unlike that card, this one actually requires PCIe power connectors, an 8-pin and a 6-pin, so it actually uses up quite a fair bit of power for the time period it was released in. Okay, it's all in. Now we can only hope that it's not gonna go the same way as the previous 200 series graphics card I tried in this PC. And we're not getting a signal. Well, that's not good. Now my only real idea right about now is maybe it's just so old it won't even display anything on HDMI without drivers. So my plan is just to get drivers running on this thing first and then see if it works. Now another issue could be that the HDMI port just is broken on it. But if that's the case, well, it only has DVI apart from that, so I guess I'm going on a hunt for a DVI monitor. And so a runner commenced on a grand adventure to find a single DVI monitor in his house. After many trials, tribulations, and hey look, I actually found one. It's this old Dell model. So hopefully this works. Ugh. Okay, now I just need to find an actual DVI cable. And so a runner commenced on a grand adventure. No, I'm not doing this joke again. Okay, so it's day whatever of the project. Turns out I didn't have a DVI cable, so I bought a DVI to HDMI one, and we'll have to see if it works. Okay, anyway, it's now running, so all we have to do is hope it works. Please. Yes, it works. So it's not the graphics card that's an issue. Well, it is. It's just an HDMI port. The card itself is clearly working, so I didn't get ripped off. That's sweet, but then why on earth could the HDMI not be working then? That's the interesting part now. And now that it's all working, it's just time to install some drivers. You know, it almost amazed me how this process and this entire interface basically hasn't changed in over a decade. It's almost impressive. Okay, here we are, drivers are installed, and I have to know what kind of resolution we are running at here. So this is from a DVI connection to an HDMI one on a 4K monitor, and we are maxing out at 2560 by 1440. That is unfortunate, but if I do find a way to get HDMI working, I'll definitely switch out to that, because that's going to be way better. Okay, now all we have to do is test some games, starting with Gothic 3, one of my favorite games from the Windows XP era, and one I still haven't really finished to this day, so I should probably get on that soon. Okay, so we're running at 1440p. I don't know how well it will run, but we do have Fraps in the corner to tell us exactly how well we're doing or not doing. This is still a card that's probably older than some people watching this, so I don't have too high hopes that we're gonna manage this resolution, even if this game is also very old itself. And here we are, and oh boy, at 1440p we're managing anywhere from 20 to 30 FPS. Yikes. And one thing I've noticed already is that the PC gets hot. Even from here, I can like sense it's the warmth radiating from it. So I should probably get some better fans on it as well. That's going to be another video coming very soon, so definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. And oh, did you notice that lag spike? Oh, 2 lag spikes even. Okay, we better turn it down to 1080p ASAP. But as we're exploring whatever this town is called, Gaudern, I believe, watching like 3 copies of the same guy walk past, it's still playable. And also, despite the fact that this is only 30 FPS, it feels a lot smoother. That's probably the variable refresh rate doing its thing on this monitor. But this is very playable. Even when I'm out here in the wilderness, I'm up to 40 FPS. Man, just variable refresh rate itself is such a game changer. But the occasional lag spikes, like that one, do make it kind of difficult. So I may have to turn down the resolution a bit more. I don't know. Man, this game was so janky, even for an RPG from back in the day. But still, something about it is just so wholesome and has such a charm to it. At least when it doesn't freeze. Okay, so this is something interesting. I just went in to install a new optical drive because the last one wasn't like registering, whatever. So I came back. The new one still doesn't register. But now for some reason, the system thinks I have a 3.5-inch floppy disk in there? I don't. I genuinely don't. Why does it think I have a floppy drive? Please don't tell me it's because it wants some like special driver for running an optical drive via SATA. But anyway, that looks like the upgrade is complete. I still don't know exactly why the HDMI doesn't work. If you do have any suggestions, guys, please leave them down in the comments below. I'm definitely curious to see if you know any ways of trying to get an HDMI on this card to work. Also, definitely stay tuned because I'll be making more videos on this in the future. I'll be doing maybe 1 or 2 videos really upgrading and making this thing as awesome as possible. So if you've been enjoying this build so far, definitely subscribe so you don't miss those. I'd also like to thank my patrons who make projects like these actually possible, because without your help, I couldn't actually source all this hardware to make such an awesome build for this channel. So I'd love to thank Gavin Burns, Ryan, OKB, Meg Sumner, Shane Allcroft, Lance B, Comic Edge Coving, and Jesse Herbert. But thank you guys so much. Support truly goes a long way. And if you want to help support our channel, then our Patreon link is going to be down in the video description below. Down you're also going to find our merch store if you want to help support our channel in that way. Plus, and there's also our Discord server if you want to talk to me or as a Discord else really. Plus, and there's our social media links as well. But anyway, that's what it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in what I'll make next. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.